how are you? Well, three things I wanted to share with you. One, I wanted to congratulate you for creating an exciting, viable, and profitably growing forward. Second thing, I want to say thank you for each of your individual contributions to that. And the third thing I want to tell you is, I love you. And I really do love you. I know. I just got back yesterday from India and China, and I was looking so forward to being with you guys today. I've never seen such smiles on our employees' faces around the world as I did this last trip. We had one town hall in Chennai. We had 3,600 employees, and then we had another 2,200, and then another town hall where we had 2,600. And then I visited, flew from there to Beijing to Chongqing. There's 16,000 employees in Chongqing now. And we opened up a new transmission plant. And then to Shanghai, then from Shanghai to Nanjing. And as you know, that's one of our product development centers, and they're taking over the leadership with our global team for the B-side parts. They're so proud and so pleased, and we're contributing to economic development around the world, but the best thing is we're providing great jobs and great careers. So it's really neat to be here with you. I've announced that I'm retiring. That's a news flash. It's a good thing, and it's fantastic for going forward. I want to share with you a little bit about that. And then we have time to take a few questions that you have. And then I will be happy. I had a number of you write and say, would you take a photo? And I said, I'll take as many photos as I can with you. Hopefully every one of them, because I need it for my scrapbook. Hang out with you. It just seems like yesterday almost when I was working at Boeing. I'd served there for 37 years. And I had the honor to serve on the design team of every Boeing airplane. And I never thought I'd leave Boeing. And I had one more airplane I wanted to help design that was a replacement for the 737 airplane. It's the most famous airplane in the world, the most popular airplane. And then I got a call from Bill Ford. Oh my goodness. Bill Ford of the Ford Motor Company, the great grandson of Henry Ford. And so I talked to him on the phone a little bit, and I knew I was kind of in trouble because I didn't say no right away. And I really wanted to know what he was thinking, what the situation was at Ford. And I grew up on a small farm in Kansas, and we had the Blue Oval was in Lawrence, Kansas. And I thought the world of Henry Ford and also Ford the company. And so I flew secretly almost 8 years ago this week to Ann Arbor, and I met with Bill at his home, and I had dinner with Bill and his wife Lisa that night. And within a few hours, I mean, Bill is such a neat person, and he shared everything. And which I thought was amazing, because after you heard the shape that Ford was in at that time, it's kind of like, really? I mean, you really wouldn't accept the job, because we were in pretty tough shape, as you know, 8 years ago. But Bill shared everything, and within just a few hours, we really came together on three fundamental priorities that we thought needed to be addressed by whoever would lead forward. And the first one was that we would come together around a compelling vision and a comprehensive strategy to create an exciting, viable, profitably growing forward. And the second priority would be that we put in a management system that would allow us to move decisively to a very rapidly changing world. And at the same time, as we tuned up that strategy and implemented it, it would also lead a culture change inside Ford that would be a lot more collaborative, a lot safer, and a lot more transparent and accountable, and also very high performance. And then the third priority, which I was really surprised that Bill felt so strongly about it, was that we'd have an orderly transition plan once this next CEO would leave. And I hadn't even accepted the job, and he was talking about replacing me. So I really asked him, why he felt so strongly about that. And at Meet Bill, he shared that Ford had never really had an orderly transition inside Ford. And I also knew that most businesses around the world rarely have an orderly transition. And usually you have some big event, you have a new CEO, there's a new plan, there's a new strategy, a new implementation system, a new management system, and it's just, it's chaotic and it's very disruptive to all the employees and all the stakeholders. So he told me that when Henry Ford I was getting older, that he was kind of losing control of the company at that time. It's well documented in the history of Ford. And so his wife, Claire, even said to Henry Ford I that, you know, Henry, if you don't turn over the company to your grandson, Henry Ford II, then I personally am going to sell all our Ford stock. So it sounded like Henry I said, oh, you mean you want me to turn over the transition of the company? And so he did. And speaking about leaders, guess who's the third longest serving CEO after Henry Ford II and Henry Ford I and Henry Ford II? Me, baby. Okay, no, so those are the three priorities. And so I accepted Bill's offer, and I've never had more fun. And what we have done is just, it's probably the biggest transformation in history in business worldwide. And on the first point, the first priority, we formed a team. I included everybody on the team, as you know. And then we also agreed to align around Henry Ford's original vision of opening the highways to all mankind. And that is the most compelling vision I've ever seen, because Henry set up Ford to operate all around the world, to be part of the economy and the fabric of the operation, and also to provide great jobs and great careers. And this is so different than our competitors like the South Koreans and the Japanese that have no natural resources. They have to import their resources. They have to create something. They export it, and then they bring their wealth back to their countries to survive. So, I mean, Henry's vision was completely different. He never anticipated that Ford would operate as all these independent companies and that we'd have no scale, so we couldn't compete with the best in the world. So we came together around Henry's compelling vision. We also made all the big decisions that you know today from a strategic point of view. We decided to serve all the markets around the world. We were going to focus on the Ford and the Lincoln brands. We're also going to have a complete family of vehicles, which we didn't have. And also every new vehicle that we made would be best in class in quality, fuel efficiency, and safety, and smart design, and also be affordable. So, and then probably the biggest decision we make is we're going to work together as one team. And that just changed everything about Ford. And when it comes to and everybody's on the team, and that was really a traumatic experience for Ford. And the first BPRs took about 3 days. And everybody wanted to tell me everything and why it was the way it was. And all I want to know is what the plan was and what the status was. So the first was like 3 days, and I asked them to color code their charts. And they'd never been asked to do that because usually had somebody followed them around and told everybody how they were doing. And I said, no, they're your charts, and so you need to decide how it's going.